Good evening to our viewers watching on television and to those joining us online across our social media platforms. I am Daniela Arouge, bringing you the Friday, August 21st edition of the Guyana TV9 News. In the headlines tonight, more communities set to benefit from electricity rate cuts with reductions to be rolled out in phases, President Ali says. President Ali announces digital system to track contractor performance and compliance. Health Ministry urges precautions as El Nino brings hotter conditions. GECOM sets record straight on win party claims and Scrutineer appointments. Glow Wellness event to promote fitness, faith, and healthy living. And Cultural Center comes alive as 7 Caribbean queens vie for Miss Caribbean Beauty and Intelligence Crown. And now for the news in depth. The government is moving ahead with its plan to reduce electricity costs, but the promised 50% reduction is being implemented through a phased approach. President Ali made the clarification during a press conference this week, explaining that reductions have already begun in communities where renewable energy infrastructure, including solar installations and battery storage systems, has helped to lower the cost of electricity generation. Here's more in this report. The government has committed to reducing the cost of electricity by 50%, with the planned reduction being introduced in phases as Guyana moves toward a major transformation of its energy sector. A key part of that plan is the gas-to-energy project, which is expected to significantly increase the country's electricity generation capacity while reducing reliance on diesel. The project being developed at Wales on the west bank of the Marara includes a 300-megawatt combined cycle power plant that will use natural gas from offshore production to generate electricity. Government has maintained that once the gas-to-energy project is fully operational, electricity rates will be reduced by at least 50%.
One of the things that we have committed to in the manifesto is the reduction in the cost of electricity. And we are fully committed to the reduction of that cost. And that is to bring it down by 50%.
President Ali says some communities are already benefiting from lower electricity rates through renewable energy projects, with savings from reduced diesel used being passed on to consumers. Bartica has seen a 25% reduction, while rates in Region 1 have fallen by 30% following the introduction of solar power. Government is now assessing other communities, including parts of Region 2, Laguan, Wakenham, and Letem in Region 9, for similar reductions. President Ali says residents in these areas could begin seeing the first phase of the reductions in the coming months.
We have started, especially in areas where we had the solar installation and where we had the battery backup system. In those areas, we have been able to already announce phase reduction in the cost of electricity.
For now, the reductions are being targeted at areas where renewable energy projects are already helping to lower generation costs, while the broader 50% reduction is expected to follow the full operationalization of the gas-to-energy project. Government says the transition to renewable energy and natural gas is intended to increase generation capacity, reduce dependence on diesel, and ultimately deliver lower electricity costs to households and businesses. Daniela Rajo, Guyana TV9 News. The government is moving to strengthen transparency and accountability in the public procurement process through a new digital system designed to provide greater visibility into the company's bidding and securing government contracts. Here are the details in this report.
Government is moving to fully digitalize Guyana's public procurement system by the end of 2026, replacing the largely paper-based process with digital tools for bidding, tendering, evaluation, and procurement management. President Irfan Ali says the proposed system will allow contractor information to follow companies throughout the procurement process, giving officials and the public greater insight into their ownership, compliance history, and performance on previous projects. The National Procurement and Tender Administration Board (NPTAB) website will also be upgraded into a single window platform where public procurement plans, tender notices, bidding documents, clarifications, bid submissions, and award notices can be uploaded and accessed.
The modernization of the procurement system Now, that system that I've just spoken about is going to be available for the whole public. So from end to end, anyone can go on the electronic system, any bidder, and get and see from the bidding all the way to the award of the contract, every aspect of the bidding process.
President Ali acknowledged that under the current procurement system, government or cabinet does not directly award contracts, but has the authority to object to procurement decisions. He also noted that tender boards include representatives from both the public and private sectors. He said that, given the existing framework, the new digital system will provide opportunities to make amendments and strengthen the current procurement procedures while improving transparency, efficiency, and oversight.
The government or cabinet has no role in saying that this contract will be awarded. We can offer a no objection or not. So that is the current system. The tender board itself is made up of multi-stakeholder persons representing private sector different interests. So that is already there in terms of the tender board. Now, when we launch the digital platform I've spoken about, that would necessitate maybe some amendments in the legislation.
President Ali further disclosed that government is considering setting aside approximately 25 to 30% of procurement opportunities for small and medium-sized enterprises, which would provide greater opportunities for smaller businesses to participate in the public procurement process. Brad D'Souza reporting for Guyana TV9 News.
Now we tell you that Agriculture Ministry monitors El Nino risks as water supplies remain stable. The Ministry of Agriculture is stepping up preparations for the potential effects of El Nino. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa says water supplies across the country are currently sufficient for irrigation, livestock, and crop production. He says Region 2's conservancy is currently at its fullest while irrigation pumps remain operational. Officials are, however, closely monitoring the situation, particularly the potential for saltwater intrusions as dry conditions intensify. More news after the break. Do stay with us.
GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2026 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Persons eligible for registration must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for their area of residence to apply. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were registered. Applied for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered must collect their new ID cards if they have not yet done so. This registration exercise will end on November 30, 2026. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at a different address than the one you were registered at. For more information, contact GECOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
I know you have work to do, but come, I just need a minute of your time. It won't even take that long. So, I have a proposal. We could do besties in Punta Cana. Really need a getaway. And not to worry, I went to Sunita Travel Agency and they recommended a few hotels that do all-inclusive stays. And they're very affordable. The vibes. Let me tell you something. We do not want to miss a trip to Punta Cana. Why? Ziplining. No, I know this is not your vibe. Please, listen. Hold on. Wait. I know you like throw it back. There's a boat party. We could go there. And then there's this thing called buggy adventure, some buggy something. I don't know, but I want to be a buggy or whatever it is. I just want to be a part of it. And then we got snorkeling. Oh, this thing is so ugly. Please, you be next to uglier things than this. Stop it. Trust me, you're going to love it. It'll be just you and me Punta Cana, drinks, just having the time of our life. Not to worry, we've got many flight options, and they made sure that they went through it with me. The prices are affordable. Trust me. I know you like thinking about the budget or whatever. Remember the time when we went and we missed the flight? Yeah, when we booked with Sunita Travel Agency, even if it happens, with slim chance, they'll know what to do and we won't be stranded like we did the last time. This solid plan. You, me, Punta Cana. Cheap. It won't even hurt your pocket. Please say yes. Yes.
Welcome back. You're watching Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. As Guyana continues to experience increasingly hot conditions, the Ministry of Health is urging members of the public to take additional precautions to protect themselves from heat-related illnesses. The advisory comes as prevailing El Nino conditions contribute to hotter than usual temperatures, with the ministry warning that prolonged exposure to excessive heat can pose serious health risks. Let's hear more on this report. Guyana is preparing for a period of hotter than usual weather, with the Ministry of Health urging residents to take steps to protect themselves as prevailing El Nino conditions continue to influence temperatures. The ministry says prolonged exposure to high temperatures can place additional stress on the body, particularly when combined with high humidity and strenuous physical activity.
As a result of the existing El Nino and the developing El Nino, we are likely to experience up to 80 hot spell days.
The ministry is urging residents to stay hydrated and limit prolonged exposure to direct sunlight, particularly during the hottest parts of the day. Special attention should be given to children, older persons, and those with existing health conditions who may be more vulnerable to excessive heat. Persons are also advised to watch for symptoms such as heavy sweating, dizziness, weakness, headaches, nausea, and muscle cramps. More serious signs, including confusion, fainting, or loss of consciousness, require immediate medical attention. The ministry is also encouraging residents to keep homes and workplaces cool through proper ventilation and the use of fans or air conditioning where available. However, residents along the coastal regions are being urged to take extra precautions, as these areas are expected to experience a greater impact from the prevailing heat conditions.
So the heat waves or the hot spells impacting human beings, we're likely to have much more impact along the coast.
With El Nino conditions contributing to warmer weather patterns, the ministry says preparedness and personal responsibility will be important in reducing the health impacts associated with excessive heat. Residents are being encouraged to stay informed, follow official weather and health advisories, remain hydrated, and take the necessary precautions as Guyana navigates the period of elevated temperature. The Guyana Elections Commission GECOM has issued a clarification on several matters raised publicly by the We Invest in a Nationhood party, including the appointment of scrutineers, the role of the chief election officer, the nomination of opposition commissioners, and preparations for local government elections. GECOM says the chief election officer has acted within the limits of his legal authority and stresses that several of the matters raised require direction or determination by the Commission itself. Let's hear more from Brad D'Souza.
The Guyana Elections Commission is seeking to clarify its position on matters surrounding the appointment of scrutineers and the role of its chief election officer. GECOM confirmed that it is currently remunerating 69 scrutineers appointed by APNU-AFC under the existing arrangement for payment of scrutineers on behalf of the combined opposition political parties. However, the Commission stressed that this arrangement does not mean the We Invest in Nationhood party or any other opposition party has been determined to be excluded from representation. The issue arose after the leader of the opposition submitted a proposal list of scrutineers pursuant to Section 33D of the Representation of the People Act. GECOM says the chief election officer could not independently implement the proposed list because, under Section 7A of the Act, he is subject to the direction and control of the Commission. The Commission also clarified that the chief election officer did not determine that the consultation undertaken by the leader of the opposition was invalid or inadequate. GECOM said APNU subsequently objected to the proposed appointments and questioned whether meaningful consultation had taken place. However, the chief election officer advised that he did not have the authority to determine whether the consultation met the requirements of the law. The relevant correspondence was therefore placed on the official record pending consideration and a conclusive determination by the Commission. GECOM further clarified that it has no authority to determine the validity of nominations made by the Leader of the Opposition for appointments as members of the Elections Commission. Those appointments are governed by Article 161 of the Constitution. On local government elections, GECOM confirmed that its secretariat had already prepared a comprehensive work plan outlining the activities required for the conduct of the elections. However, the Secretariat cannot independently activate the electoral program. GECOM says the work plan can only be implemented once the Commission provides the necessary direction, and the timelines may subsequently be adjusted depending on when the process is activated. The Commission says the clarification is intended to ensure that public discussion on electoral matters is based on accurate information. GECOM reiterated its commitment to transparency, accountability, impartiality, and adherence to Guyana's constitution and electoral laws. Bradley Souza reporting for Guyana TV9 News.
Private sector calls for review of regional tariffs. Guyana's private sector is calling for a careful review of regional tariffs on sugar, glass bottles, paints, and varnishes, citing concerns over prices, supply, and competition. The Private Sector Commission and Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association raised the issues during discussions with Foreign Affairs Minister Hugh Todd and senior trade officials. The groups want tariff waivers on refined white sugar maintained and questioned a proposed 15% tariff on glass bottles. Government and the private sector have agreed to strengthen consultations on regional trade measures. 6 non-nationals detained over illegal mining operations. 6 non-nationals, including Brazilian and Chinese nationals, have been detained following an alleged illegal mining operation in one of Guyana's mining districts. The individuals were detained on August 20th during a joint operation involving the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission's Corps of Wardens and the Guyana Police Force, that is. The Ministry of Natural Resources says the group was allegedly found conducting underground mining through a shaft without the required approvals. The 6 remain in police custody as investigation continues. The ministry has warned that anyone found conducting mining activities in breach of Guyana's laws will face full force of the law. More news after the break. Do stay with us.
Want to place your death announcements and in memoriam messages on Channel 9? Call 592-761-5006, 710-5008, 600-5006. Or visit our office at Lot 85A Lamaha Street, Albertown, Georgetown, Century 21 Building.
Guyana Channel 9 is now Guy TV9, proudly under new management. We're building stronger with a balanced and open platform for all advertisers. Whether you're promoting a business, service, or event, your message belongs right here. So choose your spot, news, prime time, or anytime, and reach viewers across Guyana. With affordable rates and professional service, Guy TV9 is your partner in progress. So visit us at Lot 21A, Lamaha Street, Georgetown, in the Century 21 building, or call 600-5006 or 761-5006. Guyana TV9. New leadership, fresh outlook, real results.
Welcome back. You're watching Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. Guyana welcomes the arrival of fifth and largest FPSO. Guyana has welcomed the arrival of Iria Witu, the country's fifth and largest floating production, storage, and offloading vessel, which is expected to push oil production beyond 1 million barrels per day. The FPSO was constructed by MODEC for the Uaru development in the Stabroek block and is expected to begin production in September. The U.S. $12.7 billion project is targeting more than 800 million barrels of recoverable oil. Guyana is currently producing approximately 900 barrels of oil per day. Moving on in our newscast, a wellness event is aimed at encouraging healthy lifestyles, physical fitness, and spiritual well-being is set to take place this Saturday at the Promenade Gardens. Dubbed Glow Wellness from the Inside Out, the event will combine fitness activities, wellness education, fellowship, and healthy living. Here's more in this report. Fitness enthusiasts and wellness advocates are being invited to take part in Glow Wellness from the Inside Out, scheduled for Saturday, August 22nd at the Promenade Gardens. The event, organized by Ashley Devine and Keto Live in Guyana, will feature a range of activities designed to promote physical, mental, and spiritual wellness.
Wellness from the Inside Out is a Christ-centered fitness and wellness event, the ultimate glow-up event for all women.
Yes. So at Glow, ladies will be taking part in stretches, Zumba, Pilates, all things female girly goodness. We got you covered.
I am a Christian event host, and I'm also passionate about women being in touch with their femininity, learning to take care of their bodies. Personally, I've been through challenges, PCOS, gaining weight, the family genes of gaining weight. So we both struggled with that, and we just wanted to share the knowledge that we would have acquired for ourselves with women in a fun, uplifting environment.
The program will include Pilates and Zumba sessions, wellness education, Bible study, a picnic area, fun activities and fellowship, as well as wellness and beauty conferences and exhibitions. Health professionals from the Ministry of Health will also be on site to provide health advice and assistance with medical services, including checks for blood pressure, blood sugar, and vision. Participants will also have access to medical vouchers where needed.
So females will be taking part in different exercises that you can use to take back at home. Beginners, we have Zumba, some good dance workout for you. We have Pilates, we have stretches. We have different games. We have some childhood games, Uno, Do, Si, Drop It, Peter Boy, Drop It, to refresh you. So when you leave Glow, you revive, you're refreshed to go out there and take on your healthy journey. So we will be having speeches from females in the health and wellness industry coming to bring all their knowledge, to tell you everything that they know, how they can help you to benefit your glow up journey. Because sometimes on the internet can be so overwhelming, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do to get the perfect sculpting or facial or just some healthy information. We bring together everyone to give you the information. We have Ministry of Health, we have persons to check your eye, to check your pressure, we have those ministry certificates to give you. We have so much giveaways to give away as well.
Attendees can also enjoy photo sessions and receive goodie bags, while healthy meals, shakes, and other refreshments will also be available for purchase. Tickets are priced at 10,000 Guyana dollars and are available at Ashley Divine Salon on Dennis Street, Campbellville, Keto Live in Guyana, and Exodus Gym at the corner of David and Alexander Streets, Kitty, and Fashion Meets Fitness on Regent Street between King Street and the Avenue of the Republic. Tickets will also be available at the gate. Organizers are reminding participants to bring their workout mats and come prepared to move, connect, and invest in their well-being. The event promises a day of fitness, fellowship, and wellness, encouraging participants to glow from the inside out. Daniela Rajo, Guy TV9 News. And for our final local story, Guyana is set to host the second annual Miss Caribbean Beauty and Intelligence pageant this Saturday, bringing together 7 queens from across the Caribbean for an evening of beauty, intelligence, and cultural celebration. Here's more. The Caribbean spotlight will shine on 7 women this Saturday, August 22nd, as they compete for the coveted Miss Caribbean Beauty and Intelligence crown. In an exclusive interview, a member of the pageant committee, Zuleika Samuels, highlighted the inclusivity of the competition, noting that the pageant welcomes women from diverse backgrounds and stages of life, from teenagers to mothers. Delegates have also praised the platform for promoting cultural integration while helping women build confidence, embrace their identities, and celebrate their individual strengths.
I believe that this pageant is important because it gives these young ladies the opportunity to rise. It gives these young ladies the opportunity to not just represent themselves, but also represent an entire nation. Ms. Yvonne, Pamela Yvonne, that's the franchise holder, she is doing an amazing job here in Guyana, giving these girls, not just from here, but other region, the opportunity to come, represent themselves with grace, and also to include them when they're excluded. So I believe that she is doing an amazing job and a powerful job here in Guyana for these young ladies. And as Miss Inclusion mentioned, that she's a mom. So it's just amazing to see that Ms. Vaughn is helping these young ladies that lost their self, give them an opportunity to come back from what they have lost.
The second annual pageant is being presented by the Miss Caribbean Beauty and Intelligence Pageant Committee in collaboration with Essence and Minds under the theme Islands of Grace, Beauty Beyond Borders. Representing Guyana, Antigua and Barbuda, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Martin, Barbados, St. Lucia, and Anguilla, the 7 queens will compete for the regional title in a showcase that organizers say go beyond physical beauty to highlight intelligence, confidence, culture, and Caribbean excellence. A 9-segment competition is expected, with delegates set to demonstrate different aspects of their personalities, talents, and abilities as they vie for the crown.
There is about 9 segments, and there's a talent, the 3 interview segments, the evening wear, the swimsuit, and then the final question. So I believe that Guyana is going to be expecting something amazing from these beautiful delegates, and I must say they are all amazing. So the judges are in for a treat, and not just the judges, but Guyana at large is in for a treat. Because these girls, they came with so much passion and they came with so much integrity to represent their island and where they came from. So yes, you guys are in for something amazing. So if
the event is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. sharp on Saturday at the National Cultural Center. VIP tickets are priced at $12,000, while regular admission is $6,000. Tickets are available at the National Cultural Center box office. Daniela Rajo, Guy TV9 News. And now for your Caribbean news brief. CARICOM operations seizes US $54.5 billion in illicit assets. Heads of the judiciary from several CARICOM countries have expressed concern over recent reports surrounding the administration and functioning of the Caribbean Court of Justice, while reaffirming confidence in the regional institution. The judicial leaders, including representatives from Guyana, Barbados, the Bahamas, Belize, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, expressed concern over reports involving CCJ President Justice Winston Anderson, including allegations relating to the management of cases and judicial panels. While declining to comment on the specific allegations, they stressed the importance of judicial independence, impartiality, integrity, and competence. The Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission has indicated that an independent review of the allegations will be undertaken. Guyana's Caroline Rodriguez Burkett has emerged as the leading candidate in the second informal United Nations Security Council STRA poll for the next Secretary General. Rodriguez Burkett received 8 encouraged votes from the 15-member council, ahead of Costa Rica's Rebecca Greenspan and Argentina's Rafael Grossi, who each received 7. Rodriguez Burkett, Guyana's permanent representative to the UN and the former Foreign Affairs Minister, is seeking to become the first Caribbean national and potentially the first woman to serve as UN Secretary General. Her candidacy has received strong backing from CARICOM leaders. The selection process remains ongoing, with candidates still required to secure at least 9 council votes and avoid a veto from any of the 5 permanent members before a recommendation can be made to the General Assembly. And now turning to the international news, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle returning to Britain. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are preparing to return to Britain with their 2 children for an extended stay, 6 years after stepping back from royal duties and relocating to the United States. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet are expected to begin school in Britain in September, while the family plans to live in a private residence outside London. The couple will remain non-working royals and are expected to retain their California home. The move has renewed speculation about reconciliation with the royal family, particularly King Charles and Prince William. Harry and Meghan recently reunited with King Charles in a possible sign of improving family relations. Japan executes man convicted in deadly arson attack. Japan has executed 58-year-old Sunao Takami, who was convicted of setting fire to a crowded Pacchino parlor in Osaka in 2009, killing 5 people and injuring 10 others. Takami was sentenced to death in 2011, with Japan's Supreme Court upholding the sentence in 2016. His execution on Friday was the first carried out on the Prime Minister's Sanae Takachi's government and Japan's first in more than a year. The execution has renewed debate over Japan's continued use of the death penalty, with the country currently having 100 inmates on death row. And those are the major headlines for tonight's newscast. For more trending stories, follow us at our Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube platforms at GUI TV9. I am Daniela Arajo. Thank you for joining us tonight. Do have a safe evening, and bye for now.